All right. So this time we are talking about earthquakes. As you probably already know, earthquakes are generally caused by tectonic plates colliding with one another, grinding against one another, going underneath or on top of one another. Basically, plate tectonics or tectonic plates moving around causes earthquakes. I'm sure you have all learned that before. That's pretty, early science education kind of stuff. So we're not going to talk too much about the plate tectonics. We're going to focus more on the waves that they create whenever they do collide or, cause earthquakes. So when two plates rub against one another or they release pressure, they create seismic waves. Seismic waves are what we experience as an earthquake. What we feel. We feel the seismic waves. Another name for seismic waves is body waves, because they are waves that travel through a body, like earthquake. There's two different types of these waves. There's P waves, the primary wave, and then the S wave, which is the secondary waves. Okay? So let's look at the P waves first, because P comes first. I don't know why I said it like that. P waves, primary. Primary typically means main. The word primary means main or first. Generally, that's kind of what it means. In this case, it's more specifically talking about the first waves that come through. They are compression waves. So remember, these seismic waves are traveling through the earth. They are traveling through the earth. So they are mechanical waves. They move the actual matter of the earth, like the whole earth is moving, right? So things to note, they are mechanical. And P waves, mechanical. And P waves specifically are compression, compression or longitudinal. I can't spell. It's okay. Longitudinal. Okay, so these are compression waves. These waves are the first thing that you feel in an earthquake. They can be heard more so than, they can be felt. Yeah, they're felt. So remember, sound waves are compression waves, just like this. So you often will hear them before you feel them, in the case of these P waves. And when you do feel it, it feels like a sharp thud, kind of like a car crash, basically, because that would be another example of a compression wave. The P waves can travel through solids, liquids, and gases. The reason you can hear these waves is because they do travel through the air, just like sound waves. Essentially, a P wave is a very, very powerful sound wave, a sound wave that travels through the crust of the earth. Well, not just the crust, it travels through the entire earth. So a P wave is like a super powerful sound wave. And it can travel through the entire earth. It is what you feel first in an earthquake. It's very quick and it feels like a sharp thud. It is a compression wave. An S wave, or secondary, okay, so it comes after the primary wave. These are slower moving, so you will feel them after the pressure wave goes through. And instead of feeling like a thud, it feels more like the earth is kind of rolling or oscillating, just kind of moving back and forth. If you think about which type of wave travels back and forth, that would be transverse. So S waves are transverse waves. They go up and down. It causes the earth to actually just like oscillate. These can only travel through solids. In an earthquake, these won't go through the center of the earth because the center of earth is liquid. If you want to see an example of an S wave, a very powerful S wave, here is a quick clip of the earth oscillating. So you can see it is going out and back. This would be an example of an S wave. There's lots of different clips here. Earth is pushing that water to the surface, and then it gets pulled back out again, because that's how a transverse wave works. It moves things forward and back. These waves will last a little while longer. These sometimes are called aftershocks, but they're not necessarily, that's not necessarily what they are. Okay. So yeah, S waves are transverse waves. They are slow. They cause the earth to roll. They cause the earth to move, and they only go through solids. Whereas P waves are very quick, very powerful. They feel like a car crash. They just feel like a very quick, immediate thud, and then they are over. That is a pressure wave, and it can travel through liquid, solids, and gases, which means that you can hear it as well as feel it.